Hello friends, I'm Soni and I'll be your trainer for the session today. Let me tell you what are the objectives of the session today. We learn about the different kinds or the different types of nouns. We'll go ahead and give some examples, do some exercises based on the types of nouns. Then we'll learn about what are compound nouns and how many different types of compound nouns do we have. We'll also talk about the mass nouns and the count nouns. Towards the end of the session, we'll discuss about the noun gender. You must have heard about masculine and feminine. This is what we'll talk about today. And then, obviously, because we learned so much, we'll have to go ahead and do some exercises. So let's get started and let's start learning more about the noun. Today we'll start with the different types of nouns. There are 5 types of nouns: the common noun, the proper noun, the material noun, the collective noun, and the abstract noun. We'll do each of these types in detail today with lot of examples and exercises. So let's start with the common noun. What is a common noun? Common noun is a name given to every person or thing that you see around you, and that belongs to a particular class or kind. कॉमन नाउन एक ऐसा नाउन है जो हम किसी भी चीज़ के लिए यूज़ कर सकते हैं. जैसे गर्ल्स, the word girl is a common noun. Similarly, boy, table. You can talk about any table in general, it becomes a common noun. Color, the word color is again a common noun. School, when you say I go to the school, school becomes a common noun. Similarly, city, satellite, car, actor, these are all common nouns. If you start talking about a specific actor and you name that actor, then it would not be a common noun. But if you're just talking about actors in general, then the word actor becomes a common noun. Now there is one rule of the common noun: we do not capitalize the common noun. That is, if you write the word girl, the G of the girl has to be in small case, not in capital case. The only exception is that if the sentence starts with a common noun, then following the rule of the sentence construction, we'll have to use it as capital, but not otherwise. This was about common nouns, which refers to any person, place or thing in general. Now let's talk about proper nouns. A proper noun is a specific person, place or thing. When I was discussing about common nouns, I had told you the word school is a common noun because there are many schools. But if you name your school, if you say DAV school, you have given a name to the school. So the name of the school becomes proper noun. Similarly, Rajesh. Rajesh is a boy. The word boy is a common noun because there are so many boys around you. But then Rajesh is a specific boy. You're talking about one particular person whose name is Rajesh. So Rajesh becomes a proper noun. Similarly, Mumbai. Mumbai is a city. That is the name of a city. So Mumbai is a proper noun. Pakistan, India, Hinduism, all these are proper nouns. Now, while writing a proper noun, you need to remember that you need to capitalize the first alphabet of the proper noun. For example, if you write the name Rajesh, the letter R of Rajesh has to be in capital. It will not be in small letters because Rajesh is a proper noun. So the first alphabet of the proper noun has to be in capital, right? I hope when you write your name, you always write it in capital, the first letter of your name. Why so? Why? Yes, because your name is a proper noun. It is not something which is in general. It is something specific to you. So I hope the concept of common and proper nouns is clear to you. Let's move ahead and discuss about the next type of nouns. The next type of nouns that we'll talk about are the collective nouns. Now, what do you understand by the word collective? Collection, कुछ इकट्ठा करना, a group, कोई चीज़ इकट्ठी पड़ी है, it's a collection. So, according to the meaning of the word collective, collective nouns are those which can take a singular form but are composed of more than one person or items. एक कलेक्टिव नाउन में कई सारे लोग हम गिन सकते हैं या कई सारी चीज़ों के बारे में बात हो सकती है, पर जो पूरा कलेक्टिव नाउन है दैट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ सिंगल बॉडी. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जाम्पल. द वर्ड टीम, TEAM. Now you have a team of players. How many players are there? Suppose we have a team of 11 players. Now one team contains 11 players. But when you talk of a team as a whole, the word team is a collective noun because it's a collection of players, and it is considered as singular because it is a single body. Similarly, the word class. A class is of students. You all form a class. So your class is counted as one collective noun, a class comprising of students. Next, the word committee. We have so many members in a committee, but again, committee is considered a singular noun and is an example of a collective noun. The next type of noun that we are going to talk about is the abstract noun. Now, an abstract noun refers to a set of events, concepts, feelings, qualities, etc., and they have no physical existence. Now there are so many things around you which you cannot touch, but you can only feel or you can only express. Those things are grouped under abstract nouns. For example, warmth. Now can you touch warmth? Can you see warmth? No. So we group warmth as an abstract noun. Justice, grief, happiness. You're happy. You can express your happiness, but you cannot see or touch your happiness. These are certain things which are not tangible, which cannot be touched, or they do not have a physical existence. The names of arts and science are also abstract nouns. For example, physics. Physics is a subject, but you cannot actually go ahead and touch that subject. You have books on the subject, but as far as the name of the subject is concerned, it does not have a physical existence. History, music, English grammar. Let's move on to the last type of noun, which is a material noun. Now the word material, what do you understand by the word material? Anything or anything used to make another thing? Similarly, material nouns are those nouns which name things out of which other things can be made. आपने ये सुना होगा इसको बनाने के लिए क्या रॉ मटेरियल है. That raw material is classified under material nouns. For example, wood, lakdi. Now we use wood to make so many things, table, chair and all other furniture. So the word wood comes as a material noun because it is used as a raw material to make other things. Similarly, iron, gold, steel, silver, platinum, all these metals, copper, marble, glass, clay, sugar, salt. Now salt is added in so many dishes. So salt acts as a material or an ingredient. Bread, paper, cloth, etc. So these were actually very simple. Material nouns, the name suggests something which is used to make another thing. Now we've discussed all the different kinds of nouns. Let's now move on to the categories of nouns. Nouns can broadly be classified into two categories. Number one, the count nouns, and number two, the mass nouns. Let's talk about the count nouns first. What are count nouns? Count nouns are those which name anything that can be counted. The name itself suggests count nouns. You can count something, कुछ गिन सकते हो. All such things are grouped under count nouns. Let's see some examples. 4 books. Now the word book, can you count how many books are there on the table? Yes, it is possible to count. So books becomes a count noun. 4 books. 2 continents. There are 2 continents. You can easily count them, of course, if you know counting. So once you count the continents, 2 continents become a count noun. Similarly, a dozen buildings. You have counted, okay, there are 12 buildings, a dozen buildings. 20 students. Now in a class, if you have 20 people studying, you can count them easily. There are 20 students in the class. So it is something that can be counted easily, and thus it falls under count nouns. Next, what are mass nouns? Mass nouns are also called as non-count nouns. Now, as the name suggests, non-count, it means, yes, something which cannot be counted, जिसे आप गिन नहीं सकते. Count nouns were something that could be counted, and non-count or mass nouns refer to things which cannot be counted. For example, water. Can you count water? No, it is not possible to count water. You can measure it, you can say 1 liter or 2 liter, but when it comes to counting on your fingers, you cannot count water. Can you count air? गिन सकते हो कितनी हवा है आसपास? No. क्या बोलोगे? 1 हवा, 2 हवा? It is not possible. So again, air becomes a mass noun. Similarly, energy, blood, smoke, information, they fall under mass nouns or non-count nouns. This was about the count nouns which can be counted and about the mass nouns which are the non-count nouns. Let's move to the next part of the session. Now we'll talk about compound nouns. A compound noun consists of 2 or more words used together to form a single noun. This means that in case of a compound noun, एक या एक से ज़्यादा words इकट्ठे जोड़कर हम एक single noun form करते हैं. One kind of compound noun consists of 2 or more words joined together. This is the first kind of compound noun that we'll talk about. In this case, there may be 2 or more than 2 words which you just join without any space or without any dashes. You just join them and they become another singular noun. Let's take an example. Blue, when joined with print, becomes a blueprint. Now there is no space between blue and print. You just say blueprint. The word blueprint comprises of 2 different nouns, blue and print. Similarly, baseball. It comprises of 2 different nouns, base plus ball. And both the words base and ball have a meaning of their own. But when they are joined together, they form a new noun. Then blackboard. Blackboard you have in your class. It comprises of 2 nouns, black and board, right. Wallpaper. It comprises of, come on think, what could be the 2 nouns in wallpaper? Yes, wall plus paper, right. So this was the first kind of compound noun where you just join the nouns without any dash or without any space in between. Let's move on to the second type of compound noun. Now another kind of compound noun consists of words that are joined by one or more hyphens. What do you mean by a hyphen? The dash which you put in between words. For example, son-in-law. The word son, then a hyphen, in, then a hyphen, law. So in this one word, there are two hyphens and there are three words that make up this single word. Another example, passer-by. It is passer hyphen by. It's also a compound noun, but the only difference is that in these kind of compound nouns, the different words are separated by a hyphen. Next, runner dash up, runner up. So this was another category of compound nouns where the words are separated by a hyphen. Let's move on to the third category of compound nouns, which consist of two words which are used together although they are not joined. So in this case, the words would lie separate. There will be no hyphen in between. There will be a space in between. For example, ice cream. Now ice cream is a single word, but there is no hyphen in between. Next, shoe shop. Again, a compound noun. Physics teacher, mountain lion, distance learning, your correspondence learning, that is the distance learning, lawn tennis, woman judge. So in all the words that I just spoke, the words are a compound noun, but in this case neither are they joined nor are they separated by a hyphen. There is a fourth kind of compound noun, which is a name, a proper name that consists of more than a word. We talk of a proper name. Now, the moment I say proper name, it means it will be capitalized because proper nouns are capitalized. So in these kind of compound nouns, there is a proper name and it consists of more than one word. For example, Mrs. Singh. Now the M of Mrs. and the S of Singh both are capital, and Mrs. Singh is a proper noun. We are talking about one particular lady. Mr. Kumar, again referring to a specific person. United States of America. The U of United, the S of States and the A of America are all capitalized. Bay of Bengal. Again a proper name and a compound noun because it is composed of three words. So this was about the different kinds of nouns, the two categories of nouns, and about compound nouns. We've learned so much today, so we need to do a little exercise so that we can test how much we remember. Let's go ahead and do a little exercise. Now in this exercise, you need to point out the nouns in the sentences. You need to underline which are the nouns in the sentences. The first sentence, the crowd was very big. The crowd was very big. Next, always speak the truth. Always speak the truth. Next sentence, we all love honesty. We all love honesty. Next, our class consists of 20 pupils. Who are pupils? Students. Our class consists of 20 pupils. Next, Chandigarh is a big city. Chandigarh is a big city. So I've read out sentences to you. You need to underline all the nouns in these sentences. Let's go ahead and discuss the solutions to the exercise. The first sentence, the crowd was very big. Out here, the noun is crowd. Remember, I had talked about collective nouns where I had given you this example. लोगों की भीड़ है, crowd of people. So crowd is a collective noun. Next, always speak the truth. Out here, truth becomes the noun. And can you touch truth? Or can you see truth? No. So what kind of noun it is? Right, an abstract noun. Next, we all love honesty. Again, honesty is the noun in this case. Next, our class consists of 20 pupils. We have two nouns out here, class and 20 pupils. Next, Chandigarh is a big city. What do you think? How many nouns? One? No, two. Two nouns. First noun is Chandigarh. It's a proper noun. And the second one is city, which is a common noun. I hope all of you have attempted the exercise and got all the answers correct. Well, if not, then not to worry. You just need to study more, revise more, and I'm sure you'll get all the answers correct next time. Let's do another exercise. Again, in this exercise, you need to pick out the nouns, just like we did in the previous one. I'll read out the sentences for you. The first sentence, without health, there is no happiness. And I'm sure you all understand it. Without health, there is no happiness. You've heard of the famous saying, health is wealth? Right. Next, he gave me a bunch of grapes. He gave me a bunch of grapes. Next, our team is better than theirs. Our team is better than theirs. Next, never tell a lie. Never tell a lie. You should never tell a lie because you should believe in the policy honesty. Right. Next sentence, the streets of our city are good. The streets of our city are good. I hope this time it will be easy for you to attend this exercise because we've practiced a lot by now. So do the exercise quickly and then we'll go ahead and discuss the solutions. Let's start with the first sentence. Without health, there is no happiness. There are two nouns out here, first being health and the second being happiness. And both are abstract nouns because they do not have a physical existence. Next, he gave me a bunch of grapes. So bunch of grapes becomes the noun. Next one, our team is better than theirs. Team is the noun, and what do you think? Which kind of noun is team? It is the collective noun, right? Next one, never tell a lie. Again, lie is the abstract noun here. Next sentence, the streets of our city are good. So we have the streets as the noun and city as the noun. So I hope after doing these exercises, you have a good understanding of the types of nouns. You know about count noun, mass nouns, and the 5 kinds of nouns. Good. Let's do another topic related to nouns, and that is the noun gender. A noun that denotes a male animal is said to be of male gender. Like a boy. A boy is a male gender. A lion, a hero, a cock sparrow. The sun sheds his beams on rich and poor alike. So we have not said the sun sheds its beams or her beams. We have used the word his because we have classified the sun in the masculine gender. Another example, death has cast his shadow on him. Death is very strong, we all know. So something which is strong, has a lot of strength, is classified as masculine. These are all examples of male gender. We also call them masculine. Next, a noun that denotes a female animal is said to be of the female gender, like girl, lioness, heroine, hen sparrow. Peace has her own victories. Again, peace as feminine. Spring has spread her beauty over the earth. In this case, spring has been taken as feminine. These are all feminine, the female gender. Now, if there is a noun that denotes a thing which is neither a male nor a female, that is, it is a non-living thing like a table or a chair, you cannot tell whether a table is a male or a female, such nouns are said to be of neuter gender. For example, a book, a pen, a room, a table. The hockey team is back. It had gone to England for a match. Now the collective noun is team, which has many players in it, but still, as I said, team is considered a neuter gender. That's why we have used the word it has gone to England instead of he or she. It is used for the neuter gender. Another example, the baby is crying because its toy broke. Now what does this mean? You have classified the baby, the young child, as a neuter gender. That's why you've used the word it instead of he or she. Any non-living thing, you cannot tell whether it's male or female, so it falls under neuter gender. Next, a noun that denotes either a male or a female is said to be of common gender. So there is a noun which can either be a female or a male. It can be both. So you denote it in the common gender. For example, child. When you just say child, you cannot say whether it's a girl or a boy. So the word child comes as a common gender. Parent. Now the parent could be a mother or a father. So parent as a word is considered as a common gender. Similarly, friend. Now if you say that a friend of mine gave me this card, I do not know whether it's a girl or a boy. So it falls under the common gender. Thief. Student. There are 10 students in the class. You cannot tell whether all 10 of them are boys or all are girls or how many are boys and girls. So student falls under the common gender. Similarly, the word neighbors. These were the examples of common gender. So as per gender, we've discussed 4 concepts. The male gender called masculine, the female gender feminine, the gender which is for non-living things called as neuter gender, and a gender which can either be a male or a female and is known as a common gender. Let's go ahead and see some examples where we'll see the masculine and feminine form of a thing. Bachelor. What is the feminine form of bachelor? Spinster. If a boy is unmarried, we call him a bachelor, and if a girl is unmarried, we call her a spinster. Gentleman becomes lady in feminine. King, queen, sir, madam, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, drone, bee. A male bee is called a drone. Wizard, witch, monk, nun, lord, lady. So these were some examples where we had seen the male and the female gender of a noun. This was about the session on nouns. I hope you've enjoyed the session. Let's do a quick recap before we end the session. Today we learnt about what are nouns. We did a recap of the previous session. Then we learned about the different types of nouns and the 2 categories being the count and the mass nouns. We also learnt about the gender, the masculine, the feminine, the neuter and the common gender. And of course, we did a lot of exercises and examples. So I hope you all enjoyed the session and learnt a lot from the session. Go home, do a lot of revision and take care. Bye-bye.